This is a gondola near Piazza San Marco, and yeah, today the winds are very extremely high. So anyway, to see the gondola, we see, you know, this gondola has this cap. Gondolas, this is a Doge's cap, and then below it represents the Rialto. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 six combs are the 6 CS3s of the districts of Venice, Cannaregio, San Marco, San Polo, Duisodro, and you know, Santa Croce. And the one pointing towards other side is, this is the Giudecca. And then yeah, this is a gondola. So just get here. These pillars, these are also the significant hallmarks of Venice. And yeah, we see the gondola because there's no one there to ride. They have put the chairs in this position. They have covered it up. But otherwise, yeah, gondola. And this is counterweight. The gondolier is on the other side, and this is called a ferro. This is called a ferro, and this counterweights giving gondolier the maneuvering that he needs. And that's called the oar, and it's enclosed in a forcola. Forcola gives, you know, different forward movements, strong forward, light forward, and, you know, sideways and other movements. So this is a gondola in a stand, and behind we see the fantastic San Giorgio Maggiore. Today is very misty and hazy, so it's really not very clear. So this is a gondola, and this is one of the most popular places that is shown in many references to Venice. These gondolas floating, and this is a very iconic site. This is again one more apparatus stop, the water taxi stop, and then yeah, this site of this. These are the kind of the private water taxis, so they will cost. But the official water taxis, one can buy, you know, one-sided ticket, or, you know, one-way ticket, or one-day ticket, you know, on many multi-day tickets as well. So yeah, these are the gondolas. The vendors are setting up their shops in the morning. This is very early morning, so now the activity is yet to start really in that case. So this is an iconic place, you know, near the Piazza San Marco, and that they show this gondolas floating is very, very iconic. This is a famous bridge of size in Venice, and this is you know, the connection between the Doge's palace that we see here and you know, the kind of prison or encampment. That's the reason we see the iron trellis here, very strong iron trellis. That's here, right? Probably prisoners were incarcerated here, or, you know, they were given death sentence here, death penalty later. I mean, the actual death punishment. And then that's the reason, since the bridge is connecting between the Doge is actually Duke of Venice, so this is his palace, and this bridge is between, you know, the dukes. Once here the prisoners were given trial and sentence, and then they would go on to proceed on through this bridge, and they would see the final last time they would see, you know, the kind of sunlight of the world. That's the reason it's called, and they would probably sigh, right? I mean, yeah, because they will not be able to see it again. So that's the reason this bridge is called the Bridge of Sighs. It is a landmark. And then yeah, we are seeing the actual Venice and its gondolas. This is the bridge of sighs, and this is actually called the Doge's Palace or the Duke's Palace. Doge is a duke in Italian. And then when the prisoners were they were after the trial, they were awarded the sentence. So they will pass through this bridge, and they will look up to the through those windows, through those holes. And then probably because that's probably the last time that they will be seeing onto the world or the whole, so they will sigh, and that's why it's called a bridge of sighs. And we see this Venice with the beautiful gondolas and everything. And here is the incarnation of the jail cell, because we see the strong iron railings and pillars. So this is called a bridge of sighs.
Pillars also have some stories.
Yeah. This is the Duke's Palace, or the Doge's Palace, and entry to the Duke's Palace. And this palace is really, really fantastic because inside paintings and all this stuff. And yeah, there is actually, if you really look at the palace, then you will see the kind of the diamond pattern. That's how this. These are the diamond patterns, right? And then so yeah, this is the palace from below. And this is the official entry, Palazzo Ducale in Italian. Palazzo Ducale in Italian. And then yeah, as we go through this, the beautiful really palace of the Duke, or the Duke's Palace. And this is the Duke's Palace on this side, and that's the San Giorgio Maggiore on the other side. And today it's really misty. So. And yeah, we are just near this. This is the Duke's Palace. We just go and touch this palace. So it's it's really nice features. And then the other side of the palace. And this is where you see the bridge of bridge of sighs. This is the bridge of sighs from
Doge Palace.
These are the famous winged lions, and that's the San Marco. And this is the previous because Saint Mark's is the patron saint of Venice. He's the patron saint before it, Theodore or someone, and he's killing a crocodile, which represents a dragon. Kind of that's the representation on this. And this is the Doge's Palace, and the Piazza San Marco. This is called the Piazzetta, the Piazzetta end of the square, and that's the Piazza. Piazza is the main square, and Piazzetta. It's really very cold today.
Company. Because of this, you mean to go upstairs?
Doge's Palace. It's raining also. This is the piazza, and it's nostalgic, really, you know, to touch the Saint Mark's Campanile. This is what the Campanile is, and it's really nostalgic to be touching this Saint Mark's Campanile. It's hooked onto the ground like this. So ground, you have the windows kind of with the trellis, and it's yeah, now they are doing some maintenance, so it's closed, and we say, you know, we touch this. It's like, yeah.
Is it church, you said?
So, this is the clock, kind of, you know, with a yeah, this is a small campo. Every campo has a cistern like this, water cistern like this. Generally, most of the campos. Campo is a small open area, and then, you know, the cistern, and, you know, the water. It's very. This is a water cistern. Then, yeah, this is the Saint Mark's Basilica from the other end. So this is a spectacular basilica, really. I'm at the center of the Venice called Piazza San Marco. Piazza is a large Roman square, and this is the the Piazza San Marco. These are beautiful old buildings, and that's the the Piazza the Saint Mark's Campanile or Campanile in Italian. And then we see these these three iconic pillars. They have those golden the statues above them, and this is the Saint Mark's Basilica. The Basilica of Saint Mark's, basically. Saint Mark's is a patron saint of Venice for more than 1,000 years, and then and that's the Palazzo Ducale, or the Doge's palace. Doge is the local duke of the Venice. Duke is basically the head or the king of this kind of region. And then we see these three beautiful pillars with the sculpture, a lot of details, and this is a basilica in the sense. Saint Mark's Basilica, and then there is also a clock. Probably it's not working, they're repairing it or something, so it's iconic again. And then to coming to my most favorite, the Campanile. I wanted to climb, but it's under repair or something. And then coming to the Campanile, there are a few components. This is of course the third pillar, and then at a bit distance we see the two the symbol of Venice. That's the winged lion. The golden winged lion is the kind of the symbol of Venice on one pillar, and then Saint Theodore, who is killing with the trident, and he's killing the crocodile and that kind of a dragon, and that's one thing. And then coming to this is called the Logetta. This Logetta is the entrance to this great Campanile. I love this Campanile, but unfortunately it's closed. And then this is the Doge's palace in good detail. The entry to the Doge's palace, the porch, and so on, and the Saint Mark's Basilica. And then this is Logetta. It's very nostalgic to be touching this Logetta. And this is actually when it's full functioning, we get through the steps like this, and then we go through, and then there is a lift, and then probably there are steps as well. The Logetta itself is very beautiful, though it's small. And then coming to the Campanile, my most favorite in Venice. Is we climb the lifts, and then there are bells, and there are a series of times when the bells chime. There's a lot of engineering behind them, and then very nostalgic to be just touching my most favorite Campanile. Doge's Palace.
Non posso dire.
So I'll be here.
Can I go back?
You don't want to see that one? Okay.
No.
The two bridges, and then to the Gitelle, the second stop. San Giorgio Maggiore first stop, and this one. So I'll spend some time here, and then.
See you there, yeah.
Okay. can you help me take a picture? This campanile. I'm in front of the Saint Mark's Campanile in Venice. This is one of the structures that I really love the most. Unfortunately, it was closed. We couldn't go up. So Venice is, the city, or the most beautiful and the romantic city, La Serenissima and La Dominante, etc. So Venice is a total water city built on about 400 kind of bridges and about 127 islands, and the beautiful. This is a center of the city. This is a piazza, and that's the Piazza San Marco Piazza. And this is the most striking of all because it's a belfry with a campanile, and then there are 4 symbols of Venice, and the justice goddess kind of. And then we see the winged lion in Venice. But my attention is on the Piazza San Marco. The most beautiful structure in Venice is actually collapsed in 1902, and then they rebuilt it in about 10 years in 1912. So current structure is about 100 years, more than 112 years old, we can say. And it's the most beautiful structure in Venice. It's really remarkable. No, just. I'm in front of the St. Mark's Campanile in Venice. This is the most iconic part of the Venice, right? Everybody probably recognizes it. This was built about 100 years back when it was destroyed in 1902 and 1912. And so the current structure is about 112 years old. On the top we see the belfry containing the bells. It's a complicated system of bells, and the bells rings according to some schedule. So currently it's under renovation, and this small area is called a loggia, and then from here there is a lift that goes up, and we see those windows and this thing, right? This is the most recognizable part of Venice. I had seen the actual Venice 8.5 years after I seen it in Venetian in Macau, and then in Las Vegas also there is a Venetian. So the Campanile there are many replicas of these Campaniles in many parts of the world because it's the most inspiring. I love it. Yeah, it's spectacular. Yeah, I just love it.
Lasciamo dove arriva stasera.
일단 나 찍고. 너 찍고. 그래. 아니?
I'm in Venice, and this is called the Piazza San Marco. It has a beautiful, the building and the big square, and that's the Saint Mark's Basilica. There is a clock as well that side, and this is the most spectacular thing. This is called the Campanile, the Saint Mark's Campanile, because Saint Mark's is the patron saint of Venice. Venice is a very unique city, a beautiful romantic city called lesenes and so on. And it's built on about 400 bridges plus bridges and 127 islands. And this is the most striking part, because has a belfry and 4 symbols on either side, and on the top is a god of justice, kind of Justina. And then it has a lift where one can go up. Unfortunately, it's now it's not working because they are renovating the stuff. So the bells have a complicated system, and they have a timing system. So this structure is about 112, 113 years old. It fell down in 1902 and 1902, and then they reconstructed it back in 1912. So it's spectacular. This is replicated across many areas in the world. There are many imitations and replicas of this campanile, actually, essentially a bell tower. And in places like Macau, Las Vegas, Venetian and so on. Actually, I saw the real Venice 8.5 years after I saw Venetian. So this is really spectacular. I love this, yeah.